Parties were tipped off about people destroying books at the Seshego Mastech College, apparently for recycling purposes. Cope says if books are no longer needed, they can be donated to libraries and schools for reference purposes. Motshekga has said she was not aware of the problem but will investigate. Yesterday, Motshekga denied she was to blame for the late delivery of books to schools in Limpopo. Former Free State Treasurer Mxolisi Dukwana and other provincial executive members who have not attended the ANC elective conference in Parys are likely to face disciplinary action. ANC NEC member Susan Shabangu says a report will highlight the undisciplined conduct of some party members. She says the ruling party will have to act according to its constitution.
We have to be decisive. The National General Council in Durban 2 years ago, the president did say that ill-discipline cannot be tolerated in the organization, and that those particular individuals will have to be looked at in terms of the constitution of the organization and the code of conduct of the organization. You abide by the constitution of the ANC, the code of conduct of the ANC, and you refuse to follow that, the organization will have no choice or option. You will have to be sent to disciplinary processes in terms of the constitution.
Arts and Culture Minister Paul Mashatile says the time has arrived for change and development in Diepsloot, northwest of Johannesburg. The township has seen several service delivery protests in recent times. Mashatile was in Diepsloot as part of government's public participation program. It says Diepsloot will soon have an arts and culture center which will help develop the talents of young people.
In Diepsloot, we discovered that they don't have theatre, there's no art center, so we've promised that we're going to look into that we should, together with the city of Johannesburg, develop a theatre in Diepsloot, an art center, so that young people can have a place where they can perform. So that's one important issue we've raised. Don't have, for instance, movie houses or cinemas. We need to get the private sector to get in.
Limpopo police have apprehended 3 suspected members of a housebreaking and theft syndicate in the Tzaneen area. A police operation nabbed the suspects with their loot of stolen furniture as well as valuable rocks and dust, which will still be examined by a mining expert. Police say the dust and rocks were probably stolen from local mines. Rudzani Chibase reports.
Amongst the 3 suspects apprehended is a 50-year-old man thought to be the syndicate leader. He has just been released on parole for housebreaking and theft. The other 2 suspects are a 44-year-old woman and a 37-year-old man. The syndicate is thought to be responsible for a spate of crime in Tzaneen and Letsitele areas over the past few months. Rosan Chibase, SABC Radio News, Polokwane.
And finally, further afield, new research into the death of British wartime code breaker Alan Turing suggests he may not have committed suicide after all. An inquest in 1954 decided that Turing had eaten an apple mixed with cyanide poisoning to escape prosecution over his homosexuality. The BBC's Mike Sanders explains.
Alan Turing is today regarded as the mathematical genius who played a key role in breaking German wartime codes. But his inquest in 1954 gave the impression that he was tormented by his homosexuality, which was then illegal. He'd undergone chemical castration and was under investigation for gross indecency. But Professor Jack Copeland says Turing's friends attested that he had borne his tribulations with good humour. He says the half-eaten apple at Turing's bedside had never been tested for cyanide. He says he may simply have inhaled the deadly vapour from experiments with cyanide he was conducting in a tiny room nearby.
Recapping the top story, the South African Institute for Drug-Free Sport has warned athletes that the implementation of new blood tests is making it easier to detect designer drugs. More news at 6 o'clock.